Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Well, good morning, everybody. I can't really sleep that well tonight. And I've had a lot of things on my mind lately in regards to many events that have been going on for the last month. So, this is going to be the first video I'm going to be doing an array of videos in regards to what's been going on. So, let's discuss first and foremost the issues in regards to Ethiopia. 3,000 people being slaughtered in the western Ethiopia, Wollega region. They were slaughtered. 3,000 Amharas were slaughtered by Abiy's regime. This is all on Abiy. You don't blame it on anybody else. That was Abiy's military that did that. Like people say, oh, these were just anarchists. No, these were just anarchists who didn't respect the Ethiopian government. Nah, that is the Ethiopian government, what they're doing. And one issue I'm having is that many Ethiopians are still supporting Abiy, particularly the Amharas. Amharas, for some odd reason, like Abiy. I don't understand why. I'm still trying to figure that out. When every other demographic has an utter disdain for Abiy. If you ask the Oromo people if they like Abiy, they hate Abiy. Most of them hate Abiy. And rightfully so. They have a right to hate Abiy. Tigray people, they don't like Abiy. They despise Abiy. Gurage people, they hate Abiy. Gooms people hate Abiy. So I talk to you talk to anyone. I talk to many different Ethiopians of every ethnicity. They dislike Abiy. Amharas, I respect the Amhara people. I love them. They're my people. They're my people. And I consider all African people my people, all Ethiopians my people. But especially Amharas, they have to realize that they have to understand the fact that this is a major issue by supporting Abiy. You can't support Abiy when he's done nothing for you. He's letting you be killed off. I mean, they're beating the shit out of you in Addis. The police are kicking your ass. I mean, we're getting our ass kicked in Wollega by Abiy's forces. Let's see, when you're leaving the country, you're being killed and slaughtered too by the Azov battalion, the Ukrainian Azov battalion. They're the ones that are killing you in the Mediterranean when men, if you have to leave. Well, all Ethiopians are leaving Ethiopia, but we're going to be talking about the Amharas because the Amharas were getting killed off in in Wollega. So yeah, when you leave up to the Mediterranean and you're in Melilla, Spain, or Melilla, which is a Spanish colony in Morocco, you're being slaughtered there too with all the other Africans, whether they're from Nigeria, Cameroon, Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Somalia, Zimbabwe, Congo, Djibouti, Kenya, Eritrea, South Sudan, North Sudan, Egypt, Chad, Niger, Mali. You want me to go further into this discussion about the many nations that were migrating to up to the Mediterranean? And Abiy says nothing. Abiy has said nothing about what happened in Wollega, what happened in Melilla. They both need to be addressed. I'm not gonna call out one person and not call out the other people. And you support Abiy. You're the one that the well, I would say it's more the older generation, and particularly the ones born from 1946 to 1964, also known as what we call the baby boomer generation. The baby boomer generation in Ethiopia has failed. They have failed Ethiopia, and they have failed all Africa too. They're an utter failure. All they've done is sell out, tap dance, become tethers. They're tethers. That's all they are. The majority of them. No, there are some outstanding boomers, not all every boomer is bad, but the ones who gained institutional power are the issue, and no one is willing to call them out. And yes, I understand. Abi is not a baby boomer. Abi was born in 1976 in Jimma, or close to Jimma, in Bashasha. So yes, I understand that he is not a boomer, but he is following the status quo in Ethiopia, and that must change. The status quo is the reason why Ethiopia is failing. It wasn't always like this. It was not always like this. But the baby boomers did change Ethiopia for the worse. And I'll even say this, and this is going to be very controversial, and I might lose some subscribers, but I'll say this, that Ethiopia was in a much better position, even in the 10,000 years ago than it is now. And I'll be honest. If you want to be honest, people say, "Oh, but now we have better technologies and stuff like that." S- So what? I mean, yeah, some people have. Well, it's not even that too. You get your shit gets shut down if you speak truth to power. Your shit gets shut down. So what's the point? I mean, if you could freely criticize your government, then yeah, that would be better. If people talking about technological development, what's the point of technological development if you can't even call out the people who are trying to destroy your nation, or trying to destroy you, or is out to get you? Like, you can't call out Abi, but y'all talk about technological advancements in the last 10,000 years. Okay. Hell, Ethiopia was better off during Mengistu's time. I'll say that. Mengistu, he was. I'll say this. Mengistu, he was crazy, but and he was a fanatic in many aspects. But he had a dream and vision. He had a dream. He had a vision for the nation. And it's very unfortunate though, that he wasn't able to fulfill the his his vision, and I do. And yes, I'm in regards to his economic policies too. Yes, there were some issues with it, but he did have a love for the nation. He did want to see everybody survive and prosper in the nation. He gave land to many farmers in many areas in Ethiopia, from the Amhara regions in Wello, Shawa, Gondar, Gojam. He also helped out many Oromos too, our Oromo brothers in Arusi, Jimma, Wollega, Hararge. Also helped out our Gurage brothers as well, and sisters in Shawa, and also in Sodo as well. He's helped out our Walaita brothers. He helped and sisters in southern Ethiopia, around the Sodo area as well. He's also helped out Awasa Sidama area, Tigray as well, in Mekele, Jijiga in the Somali region. Dredar, he's helped out Dredar a lot, which my family, which half of my side of my family hails from, and the other side hails from Addis, and in that area. So I really do admire some aspects of Mengistu. However, I do have many criticisms of him as well. Mm. And but I would rather have him in comparison to Abi. He had a vision. He had a vision. And he wasn't perfect, And and I just don't think that as well, that some people were saying, oh, in regards to his political ideology of Marxism. I personally don't even think really followed that. I just think he was just saying that. I don't know if he was or not. He kind of just he was just all over the place. I think he was a political grifter in many aspects. Just however he felt like. Uh, he just whatever he felt like he he believed in. He just believed in it. But I don't even think he was a traditional Marxist in that sense. But I also don't think he was a capitalist too. I think he had a what I call political and economic fluidity in regards to his ideologies. That's what I believe personally. But he did speak some truth to power at times, you know, and then also Haile Selassie too. And people, I know a lot of people don't like are way too harsh on him, and usually that's from Western influences. You know, they tried to always tried to put him down. They had a utter hatred for Haile Selassie. You know, one thing he had that they hated him about was that he actually wanted to unite Ethiopia. You know, and this is the truth. He wanted to unite Ethiopia amongst ethnic lines. You know, he wanted to us to stop having these little beefs that the outsiders have created between ethnicity, religion, and all that stuff. And he wanted us to come together. And even with Menelik too, that's why they hated his ass too. And also they hated Mengistu as well. There's a reason why Abi is really loved by the West, and even Mullahs, too many examples. He is very loved by the West, you know, but they've never gave a, sh an homage to Haile Selassie, to even Mengistu Haile Mariam and Menelik. Never. Even other political people that were in power during Haile Selassie's Emperor Haile Selassie's time, like Tada Sabiru. No one's ever advocated or no outsider has said anything positive about them. Always in such a negative light through a biased perspective too. Particularly Benito Mussolini, he was the one who just had a hatred of Ethiopia, you know, hatred. And he would work with Adolf Hitler, and ironically, he would work with the Japanese guy, the Japanese emperor at that time, uh, Hideki Tojo, and he would also work with as well prior to the U.S. and Germany being, or the U.S. and the Axis of evil being enemies. He would even work side by side with FDR. But Haile Selassie, he wasn't a hateful man like they say. He was he was a good man. You know, he actually believed in respecting all people. He believed in he wanted Ethiopia to actually be multilingual. Actually, that was one of his visions for Ethiopia. You know, and I think I still believe that is a possibility, and that should be something that should be taught in the curriculum. You know, I personally believe it would help out the country. And he didn't believe in like, oh, if you're this ethnicity, you should live here. If you're ethnicity, he didn't believe in that. He just believed that a voluntary integration is the way to go. You know, he's also criticized the U.S. too in regards to the mistreatment of foundational Black Americans, and also in the indigenous Americans as well. He's also said that Black Americans have built the United States too, and this was during a time when that was not allowed. And he even criticized during one of his writings, what I've read, is that he's even criticized the United States in regards to Kennedy when he said that this is a nation of that the United States is a nation of immigrants. The United States is not a nation of immigrants. First of all, there are two groups in the United States that cannot be immigrants: the Native Americans. My apologies, I'm going on a tangent, and I apologize too. And again, I'll go back to the Ethiopian discussion about Abiy Ahmed. in regards to America and the whole, I don't even like the term nation of immigrants. I don't like that term, to be honest. And I'm not anti-immigrant. If people say that in the comments, like, oh, that I'm anti-immigrant. I'm not anti-immigrant in any way, shape, or form. I'm just calling out something which I find very odd. Nation of immigrants, but there's Native Americans in the United States. They're not immigrants. They're indigenous to this land. And then the descendants of slaves who were kidnapped from many parts of Africa, particularly West Africa and parts of Central Africa, and forced to in through the transatlantic slave trade, beaten to death, slaughtered, hung when they were forced to be brought here. That's not the same as someone immigrating to Ellis Island from Italy or Poland or Lithuania or Ukraine or something, or Portugal, saying, "Oh, come to America and stuff." Like it's not the same thing. And then when it just and back to that, many uh, of our Black American brothers, they were forced to come here by no choice of their own, and being beaten, slaughtered, being put, forced to breed. They were forced to breed in parts of the southern United States, and just being ethnically cleansed and forced to create their own culture, which is the Black American culture, which is very influential in the United States. But that is an offense to their lineage. That if you say that they're an immigrant group, they're not an immigrant group. Mm, they were forced into American, and they are Americans by every way, shape, or form, and they deserve to be respected. And it's very offensive. It's they're very offensive to their lineage that they're called immigrants in that respect. But yeah, that's Haile Selassie did call that out too of the United States. And then also in regards to that too, being forced to be a slave and building the United States for free and not for nothing, and then then the English and the Anglo-Saxon gets the white Anglo-Saxon gets to say, oh, this is my nation and stuff too. You don't deserve a penny of it. Like they say stuff like that, but they built the country for free while you were putting a whip on them and building the nation, building the cities, building the industries all over the southern United States, even up to the north too. There was slavery in the north too. People don't want to discuss about that, but it's the truth. And then having to escape into Florida from Georgia or South Carolina, the Low Country, into Florida, and having to fight against the slave masters, creating Seminole nations and creating your own nation and culture and your own government while fighting off the slave masters, escaping slavery. You know, it's just a very offensive thing, and then also that created the Maroons or the Seminole, the Black Seminoles, which is Black and Indigenous people, the escaped slaves and freedmen and Indigenous people all teaming up against the U.S. government, and their oppressive slavery laws. So yeah, you definitely look into it. I think I posted about 3 weeks ago. I was watching a documentary about the Black Seminoles and the American Maroons. It's amazing. Those are true American warriors in my opinion. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. But yeah, and then And then in regards to Native Americans too, being the westward expansion too, and expanding into today like California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Those are indigenous people, those and Mexicans too, the ones that were in those areas. Those are indigenous people. So you can't say they're immigrants. And then when they annexed Alaska, Hawaii, and and then Puerto Rico, and then the U.S. Virgin Islands, and then the other territories. I mean, and then you can't say they're immigrants. Those people are native there, you know. But that was a very inappropriate thing for Kennedy to say, you know. And a lot of people now they take that way out of context, you know. And then Haile Selassie as well discussed about imperialism in Africa as well. He discussed about Western imperialism in Africa. He was very critical about it. He went into United Nations and demanded for many of these African nations to be independent and also aided many anti-imperialist revolutions in many different countries in Africa. Also even helped out Nelson Mandela as well. That's why he's hated by the West. He's very infamous, very infamous. They always try to find something bad about him. So they always try to distort something. You know, they try to use his light skin. I remember there was this one. He was a staunch anti-black racist. I remember one man. He asked me a long time ago. This was in when I was in college. I remember this. And he asked me too. He was like, "Oh, yeah." I think I don't remember his specific ethnicity. I think he was Eastern European, I believe. And he asked me a question too. How do you like Haile Selassie? How do you worship a man who is?" And he tried to say some slick shit like, "How do you worship a man who is lighter than you and you say that you're pro-black?" I'm like, first of all, we come in many different colors. We come in many different hair textures. We come in many different um everything, you know, features, noses, eyes, you know. But and then for you to say that, oh, I'm worshiping a light-skinned man, I'm not worshiping him. I just respect what he was doing. But they've been trying this to divide us for such a long time, you know. And now they're talking about Semitic, Cushitic, Hebrew Kush, Nilots, Nilo-Saharan, Omotics, Bantus, and all that silly stuff. You ask the average African, ask him about all these random ass shit that you talking about. Um, Language families, so they just laugh at you. They laugh at you. But we do, however, there are similarities with the languages, you know, and we're similar, but and we're different, you know. Like there's similarities, you know. I'll say that with the Cushitic languages, with the Semitic languages. Um, there's many, and also with our Amharic languages too, you know. Uh, I just think that people they're just trying to divide the continent too. I also think too the term sub-Saharan African is a very divisive term, and it's a racist term too. I think it should be uh, erased from the dictionary too. And it was strategically put there as a term to divide North Africa from the rest of Africa and to isolate North Africans too. And I respect North Africans too. They are my our brothers and sisters, and God bless them. You know, I respect my Tuareg brothers. You know, there are many. I even think there's many relations with them with many East Africans too and West Africans as well. Are Nubians? Shout out to Nubians, and yes, they are a Cushitic group. By the way, they're Cushitic. They are a Cushitic group. Our Nilo-Saharans. Or no. Nubians, I think they also do have some Nilo-Saharan as well. Uh, as well. So Berbers, I said Berbers, Tuaregs, Nawas, that's in Morocco. The list goes on and on. Canaries, or no, Canaras, I believe they're in southern Libya, and then close to in Chad too, in the Tibesti Mountains. Our Coptic brothers. The list goes on and on. If I could talk about that too, and not everybody in North Africa is an Arab too. I think it's just out of ignorance that people assume that too, and they're lighter. They do have light complexion, but they also have dark complexion too. Um, and just like every other part of Africa, and I think that it's disrespectful, I think, to denounce their Africanness, many of them have fought side by side with West Africans and East Africans too when they're in France. When you're, like I said, once you go to the West or go to these other countries where you're the complete minority, like France, that tribal shit goes away real fast. I'll tell you that. That tribal shit goes away real fast. That tribal shit goes, oh my God, that tribal shit goes away real fast. That's why I think that for every really tribal ass Ethiopian tever that's in Ethiopia, I think one thing we should do, we should send them to let's send them to somewhere like France and send them to France and don't send them to like Paris or like those multi-ethnic cities. Send them to like a really like not even a white area. Like you can send them to a white area too, you know. But no, like send them to a really, really like just vehemently anti-black area of like the country, place where like they got like those fashy boys and shit like that, where they like a sundown town in like Europe or something or even America. And for 1 year, I bet you that tribal ass shit, that tether shit will go away real fast, man. That's gonna be the punishment. Let's send Abiy Ahmed's ass to not Cicero. No, Cicero ain't even a white town anymore. It's all like Cicero, Illinois. No, hell no. Oh, there's a lot of lists of towns that we're gonna send. We're gonna send that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. So that tribal shit gonna go away real fast. That's what I tell you, boy. Boy, I tell you, man. God damn that tribal shit. That little all those little insults that they do these tribal ass shit. And they don't even most of them they don't even know why they're doing it. They just read some shit online too. Like this is how stupid it is too. A lot of some very extreme tribalist people in Africa too. They're very tribal. So some of the idiot tethers. And and what they do is they just read something online and they don't even cite it. They don't even like they just look at it. They look at something like some phenotypes of the world and something too, and they take it. First of all, this was in 1933. They look at something from 1933 that was built by like fascistic Nazis and stuff too, and they try to apply it to a place where it's it's ridiculous. They try to apply it to a place where there has been mixing of the ethnicities for thousands of years. That's why um, every ethnicity we don't have a certain look. People try to say, oh, some people say I look Oromo, right? I'm not Oromo. Some people say I look Somali. Some people say I look Turkana, or some people that's in Kenya and Tanzania. Some people say I look. I've had some people ask me if I'm Messiah or Indio. Some people say am I Afar. Some people say am I Beja, Gurage, Tigray. No, I'm Amar. I'll say that. I'll take a DNA test to make sure, like to say if I'm full Amara or if I'm have some admixture of other ethnicities too. And then they say stuff like, "Oh, you're not Amar because you don't look like this." Oh, some other ethnicity. They say that too. There's light, dark, people that look like me, people that don't look like me in every ethnicity. Amongst Africa. We don't. We're not just. one look and stuff. So you can have dark, light. That's how people are idiots too. People are idiots. Like that's something I'm realizing too. Like you take something. Uh, you stop listening to these Nazis. These people that try to say, "Oh, you have to look exactly like this to be an ethnicity." Yes, but you can range in color. You can range in hair texture. All that stuff. And I think it's very sad too when a country is divided. Like Sudan, for example. Sudan, I'm still very sad that North and South never could have some true solidarity. I pray to God that one day it becomes one country. I think that would be amazing. I think Eritrea and Ethiopia need to be one country. Djibouti, Somalia, Kenya. We should all seven of us should be one country, and then from there it will be a domino effect as well. Chad will be united with the Central African Republic, and so on and so forth. Um, South Africa and Namibia, Botswana, they become one with Eswatini and what's that country? Oh, Lesotho. So definitely, most definitely, that would be good. Speaking of that too, speaking of the division amongst Africans, the plot was first. This is how it goes. They were gonna divide the North, and some people accepted that. And I even remember arguing with people like when I was like in middle school about this thing and how this is gonna be get worse if we don't call out this bullshit and nip it in the butt ASAP. And now it's extending to other parts of Africa too. The Sahel, Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia, Mali, Niger, Chad, there's a lot of Central African Republic. Remember 2013 during that whole tensions between the Christians and the Muslims and all the other ethnic groups there? And everyone, CNN is obsessed about it. They're trying to get into it, trying to create divisions, light and dark, Christian, Muslim, Sahelian, non-Sahelian. They were even trying to say that Sahel is not sub-Saharan. It used to be like, oh, only the northern like tips were that's considered south of like the capitals, or like where the cities on the coastal North Africa. Then they said that's where your territory is. Yeah, that territory is Caucasian or Arab or Asian, West Asian to be exact, and Southern European. And then now it's extending to, and now they've taken over Melilla. They're saying now Melilla is Spain. If you go on Google, they're saying Melilla is Spain. Melilla is Morocco. Point blank period. Melilla is Morocco. You straight up. It is Morocco. It is Morocco. Repeat after me. Melilla, Spain is Morocco. This is crazy. This is crazy. And it was going there, and then they said, "Oh, the whole country belongs." Oh, no, the whole country. And then from there too, they would slowly go down and say, "Oh yeah, Morocco, but it's a Caucasian country, it's Caucasoid, it's Caucasoid, European, it's Western." The Western Sahara, yeah, that used to be the white man's territory. Oh my God. Oh my God, the white man. They'll say stuff like that. Then it'll be like Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, and then it goes down too. Now it's Mauritania, Mali, Senegal, Niger. They're Caucasian, they're this and that, they're Chad, Sudan. Now it's the Eastern Horn. It's like Eritrea, Sudan, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia, Djibouti, Kenya. And then Northern Nigeria versus Southern Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone, stuff like that, back west. And then now they're even with South Africa too. That whole thing with saying that like, oh, there were no Africans in South Africa before, like, what was it, 1618, before the Dutch were there. I'm like, the Khoisan people, they're African too. Just because they say stuff like, well, no, they're an Asiatic group because of how they look. I'm like, that is the most racist thing you could ever say to somebody, bro. Like, for real. That's some racist crap that you could say to somebody for real. For real, man. That's crazy as hell. I'll say that. And then they said stuff like they migrated from the north. And I'm like, well, what north are you saying? Because you say that like the whole northern and the eastern and the west don't belong to us too. Then you say that the southern section don't belong to us. And then you start saying now that the Eastern Congo doesn't belong to us too, and Rwanda was a Caucasian country. So where the hell did we come from? So yeah, this that's within a few years they're gonna just start saying that we have no claims anywhere in this world. And but if you don't make a stand to it, if you start making a damn stand to this, and there will be progress, there will be progress. Let's believe that. Let's believe that. But yeah, at this point, I think now I'm seeing more Amharas and of Ethiopians standing up to Abiy Ahmed, which I'm glad. I am glad that that is happening, and I stand in solidarity with those brothers and sisters against Abiy, who is a Tever, who he is an enemy. He is a complete enemy, and they remind me of Abiy Ahmed. His behavior reminds me of many of the black Democrat and Republican sellout leaders in America, but I'll speak about them because they're mostly Democrats, like Roland Martin, Joy Reid, which they're more newscasters. Who else is a good example who's a sellout? Oh, Jimmy Clyburn. Jim Clyburn. I don't like Jim Clyburn, I'll say that. He is a sellout. And I really do think that his election about I believe it was 3 weeks ago, and I'm so sorry. I'm gonna divide this video into subsections too, where I discuss about maybe I will chop up this video in regards to everything. He was running against this very intelligent gentleman named Marcel Dixon. Marcel Dixon is absolutely brilliant. He's a former teacher, and he ran against Clyburn. I think that there should be a recount. I don't believe that he got 5% of the vote, and I don't believe that Jimmy Clyburn got 90% of the vote. He is not charismatic. He has terrible policies. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's borderline like Joseph Biden. He doesn't know where the hell he is. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's terrible for South Carolina, especially that region. He's anti-black in his policies, and he's a complete sellout. He doesn't even give his citizens health clean water to drink. Bernie Sanders had to come all the way from Vermont to help his district out. And then when he was elected, or no, not when Joseph Biden, his good old friend, was elected, MSNBC did this interview, and they asked him, "What is one thing that you would say to Joe Biden? What is one thing you want from Joe Biden?" He was like, "Want? I don't want anything. I want nothing at all. I want to be in a country where my kids and grandkids can live and prosper and all that fun stuff. I don't want nothing." I'm happy that Biden's elected. Nothing about his district, nothing tangible for the district. It was very rural as well. They need access for internet, things in that nature. Nothing. This guy, he is absolutely tone deaf to the people of his constituents, and it reminds me of Abiy Ahmed too, with Ethiopia, particularly the Amhara regions too, because the Amhara regions are in a completely, yeah, it's very sad. Um, it's pretty much it is benign neglect in many aspects. It's sad. It really is. It's benign neglect, and I don't like comparing America to Ethiopia in many aspects because I think that every nation is distinct in their issues, but there is some similarities. You can't completely ignore the similarities. Historically, it's different. America is more from a supposedly multiracial. It is a multiracial society. I'll say that. With a lot of racial issues. Ethiopia is, for the most part, a homogeneous society where most of the people are the same race. Most, I say. Not everybody, of course, but yeah, the much overwhelming of us are the same race, I suppose. There's a few mixed race people in the country, but overall, we're the same racially. Ethnically, yeah, that's a different story. But even with ethnicities too, if I were just on me, just speak like if I didn't say a word and I just went to like a mall and like let's say anywhere, I'll pick any example. Addis Ababa, I'm not gonna get bothered. Nobody's gonna ask me where I'm from and stuff like that. They probably think I'm a local. Probably a new person. If I go to Jimma, same thing. Same with Asosa. Even Asosa, Benishangul Gooms region. If I go there, uh, I'll probably be left alone. You know, Probably fit in there more than I fit in the most parts of the United States. I'll tell you that, just based on physical appearance and how I look, and just me walking by. I still got like a sore thumb in most places in the United States over here. If you want my honest opinion, if you just want me to be blunt about it, I mean, I'm not even saying on like a cultural or like just cultural level, but just on a phenotypical level too, and a physical level too. It's kind of obvious. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest, man. But yeah, that's what I'll say. Even like any part of Ethiopia, Dread, hotter. If I go there, now the minute I open my damn mouth, they'll know that I'm a foreigner. They'll know that I'm from the United States. And they probably wouldn't, yeah, I don't think they know like what ethnicity I was just right off the back. Like once they see me, hell no. Like you can't tell. You really can't tell what ethnicity I am in Ethiopia. I could I could say whatever ethnicity there, whatever ethnicity is that I'm ethno state that I'm in. It is an ethno state now. You can't even deny that. They moved everybody around, you know. It was more mixed, I'll say. I think there are still mixed areas too. I'll say that. Like Addis, Dread, Hatter, uh, the BG or the yeah Benishangul Gooms. Yeah, no, they're pretty mixed too. The the Southern nationalities region, and then Gambella. Gambella is pretty mixed too. And in parts of the Oromo region, Amhara region, and in parts of the Somali region too, bordering Dredar and Hatter. Yeah, I'll say that. And parts of Oromo region as well, bordering Amhara region and Somali region. That's about it. But other than that, the whole country is pretty much segregated now. It's messed up. It's messed up, man. But yeah, I do think that this is a turning point, and I hope that the liberation will happen, and I know that it will happen. Sooner or later, it's gonna happen. More people are waking up. I think even the videos that I'm doing, more people are waking up back there in Ethiopia. And I think I explain the issue very well to most people. So yeah, there's gonna be change coming. There's change happening all over the world. For the better, I'll say. More people are finally waking up to everything going on. Even the United States too. One thing too. Well, pre before I say that, I'll say this. Well, I believe Abiy's approval rate in Ethiopia is plummeting. I highly doubt. Some people say 70%. That's BS. That's 70% because people are scared to scared to say how they really feel. And you don't even know. They probably even talk to if you they know strategically who to talk to. It's like those people that be like, "Oh, yeah, Biden's approval rate is good." No, it's hell no, it's not. It's and then you look at the numbers. It's 29%. That's 29% my ass. 29% my ass, bro. 29%? Man, that's being humble. I think it's two. I think it's two. I really don't think that man is liked at all. And I think people are so ashamed to say that they voted for him too. They don't like his ass. Gas is through the roof. If you want my honest opinion. I'm not saying it's his fault. I mean, well, it is his fault, but I'm not saying that it's only his fault. That's what I'll say. It's the whole system's fault too. And then many of the Democrats and Republicans are cowards, and none of them voted to make the gas cheaper. That's one issue too, and it's just so many things too. Issues too. Funding the war between Ukraine and Russia, supporting the Nazis, Azov Battalion, while there's homeless people on the street in the United States. Um, Biden's vehemently anti-black policies through the 1990s, vehemently anti-black, and then saying that if you have a problem between me or Trump, that you're not black. Okay, I've been black for 24 years of my life in the United States of America. You can't tell me that I'm not black because I don't like you, Biden. Yeah, you have and he doesn't like black people at all. This is Biden. He hates black people, especially black Americans. He has a issue with black people. He's got some just an issue with him. I think that's the way it is. Like that's why he's overfunding the Azov Battalion, and I think I'm gonna be honest. I think he's trying to bring him here. I'll be honest, bro. I might get canceled, but fuck it. I think he's bringing them here. I think he's bringing those people here, and I think he's gonna bring those Spanish people who shot those Africans here too. I think so. I think they're coming. I think those are the ones he's trying to bring. When he says refugees, I don't think he's gonna bring like some innocent refugee fleeing war. I think he's bringing those Azov people here. I think so. I think that's his plan from the beginning, and to supplant black people in the United States. I think that's his plan. I think that's his plan. Um, and then probably bring as well to add to that to seem multi-ethnic as well. He'll probably bring some like I'll be supporting or or sellouts from the continent too, and other parts of the four corners of the world. Um, it's gonna be it was already hell already before him and during the Trump years it wasn't good during the Trump years. I'll say that too. I'm not saying the Trump years were good either. There were many issues as well. I'll say that. But Biden is just, and I think the worst thing about Biden too is that he pretends to be the friend of the people, and he's really not. He's really not. He's so fake. I can't stand Biden, bro. At least with Trump, I'll say this, like he had smoke for everybody, and then He was just like he was honest about his hostility too. He wasn't like trying to fake it or anything like that, you know. This guy, I'd rather have an open enemy supposedly than a fake one. That's what I'll say. Let's be honest. And then Obama years weren't any good too. For anybody that says Obama years was I hate when people say Obama years was a year of racial prosperity and racial solidarity. It was hell on earth. It was hell on earth, race fighting. Oh God, I can write 25 books about my issues during the Obama years and racial issues with that I had. God damn, during the Obama years, it was terrible. I think the Obama years were the worst years of my life. I think 2009, 2017 were the worst years of my. Actually, no, I'll say. I'll even say actually, no, the Bush years were pretty bad too. I'll say that. You know, the Bush years sucked. God damn. I was a little boy too. Was it 2001? I was 3 years old. Damn. Yeah. Nah, hell no. Talking about Obama years with Europe. Prosperity. Prosperity for who? Who? There'll always be that one moron that thinks it is, but yeah, no. It was hell on earth. It was hell on earth. That's what I'll say. I remember those days too. God damn. Too many bad memories. Way too many bad memories. But yeah, that's what I predict is gonna happen. But yeah, it's gonna be one. God, I can't imagine a room filled with Abi supporters and Azov Battalion supporters. That is a room that I would probably have to. I'll be a fight or flight mode at that point. They'll probably all try to hang my ass. You know, probably try to kick my ass. They want to kill me, bro. For real. They'll probably slit my throat or something. Yeah, or unalive me. My apologies. I'll say unalive to be politically correct, or delete me. My apologies. I have to be politically correct. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll be PC. I'll be politically correct, you know. I'll be politically correct like you say, you know. I don't like this, but I'll do what I can so the fashy boys will leave me alone. All right, that's too much. I'm too much on here. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off because I'm spending a little bit too much time on here. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head out. Definitely divide this up into clips, and I'm gonna see y'all later. All right. Peace. Have a good one. Bye. All right. Please subscribe to my channel, and this will be uploaded as soon as possible. Thank you, and have a good rest of your morning. Bye. Hold on, let me stop recording. Yeah, that's what you do.